From Studio 3C in Rockefeller Center, this is News 4 New York.
Still to come on Today in New York. Having trouble in your relationships? Well, the two women...
What have you heard?
I read about it. Page 6.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's finally happened.
You've been outed?
No.
The two women you're about to meet say it is most likely your karma, Gus.
Oh, uh-oh.
Fix it. They've written a book to help guide you on the path to love. That's coming up next.
I'm looking forward to that journey.
Welcome back on this Sunday morning. Well, do you believe in karma? Do you even know what it is? Well, a lot of us equate karma with luck, fate, or destiny, but the two women you're about to hear from say it's none of that. It's all about cause and effect, how your actions impact your future and therefore your relationships. Intuitive counselor Dr. Carmen Harra is a clinical psychologist and author, and for this book, her daughter picked up a pen as well. They stopped by the studio. Of course, Dr. Harra is probably familiar to our viewers. She's been here on our show many times before, but we want to introduce you to her daughter, Alexandra. Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure. You all have co-authored this book, which is so unique. What a unique mother-daughter relationship you have, and now airing it all in the Karma Queen's, plural, Guide to Relationships. It's the truth about karma and relationships, and I love the way you've written this, a little from you and then from your perspective. So, but I think a lot of people, the word karma is tossed about so loosely. What exactly is our karma?
Karma is the accumulation of thoughts, intention, actions that gets attached to your consciousness. So at the end of the day, karma becomes your memory and the repetition of the same situation over and over again. So it spills into relationship because the concept of relationship means to restore, because it comes from the Latin word religare, so means restoring something. So the most powerful relationship are the mother, children, mother, daughter, and they sometimes can be very difficult and very karmic because they can sometimes be conflictual, but in other times they are very powerful, very intense, and very positive.
But it's the negative ones that you're focusing on, not focusing on in this book, but it's the negative ones that you need to repair, you say, before you can move on into a more progressive form of your own life. Was that correct, Alexandra?
Yes, because the scope of our relationships is to eliminate the negative karma and replace it with positive karma. Because people don't understand that there exists both good and bad karma in relationships. But the bad karma keeps us stuck in the same patterns. It keeps us bringing in the same partners. It keeps us in unfulfilling, unsatisfying relationships. And we don't understand why. So we have to look within ourselves and we have to figure out, what is my individual karma that's making me unhappy in this relationship? Where did it begin? What set up the pattern? And how can I finally break it?
Well, how do we do that, though? Most people don't even know how to define it, much less how to find it and fix it. Dr. Carmen.
Well, it's something that you have to go within yourself, you know. Go back, like Freud used to say, go back in your childhood, go back to the first experiences that you have, you know, and see the way you relate to the people in your life, creating those kind of memories. So you have to break those clusters of neurons that create pattern of behavior. So you have to acknowledge, because already acknowledge the kind of an action you have towards somebody and your own emotion, fears, insecurities that played out in relationship. The more you acknowledge, you can fix it, because karma is something that can be worked out, is reversible, so that's very positive. It's not something that is supposed to be attached to you forever, you know, but it stays in the memory of the soul, and if unresolved, it grows like weeds, and you know, and expands, and it will play out over and over. So that's, it's very important for you to identify your pattern of behavior to break karmic patterns.
I mean, we hear it all the time, right? Why do I keep choosing, from my girlfriends, why do I keep choosing bad men? Why did you, the same, that in essence, I mean, it applies to all of our relationships, but that in essence is, how do you get to the answer with something like that, Alexandra? If you don't, if you keep asking yourself the question and you haven't gotten the answer by your 5th or 7th, you know, relationship, how do you find it?
Well, you have to seek alternative ways to really become aware of yourself and your own actions too. And you have to understand, when are you mirroring the relationships that you're bringing in? So you're bringing in maybe jealous, possessive relationships that you're not happy in, but then what are you giving in them too? So you have to be aware of your actions also, because that sets up karmic patterns as well.
I see. Now, you all co-wrote this book. So terrific. I love the perspectives that you both bring to the book. What was it like when you read what the other was thinking? Although you already, you know, you're so close, you know what the other's thinking all the time. Yes. But when you see it in print and the impression that you made on your daughter and what she's learned from you, and vice versa, because you've always also picked up from her, it must have been quite the experience.
was an amazing experience. And the book touches about so many other things. The 4 types of relationship, how to define a soulmate relationship versus a compromise relationship. So what people are learning in this book is not only the role that karma plays, but it is the different types of relationship that people go through. And for many years, they're not even aware that they're in a compromise relationship versus a transitory one or a karmic one or a soulmate relationship. So, or dysfunctional relationship or toxic relationship. So the book touches about how you heal, how you create the most amazing relationships.
And you're very open, Alexandra, about one of your own relationships that your mother tagged as, oh, this is not a good one.
Yes.
And you're very open about that in the book. And it's sort of almost like a guide, if you will, for getting out.
I think it's a manual to having great relationships. There are no perfect relationships, but certainly we can all do our part to have much better relationships by becoming aware of ourselves, of our karma, and the people that we're bringing in ultimately.
And it's all laid out here. Thank you so much. Carmen Harra, Dr. Harra, Alexandra, a pleasure for having you. Thank you. The book again is The Karma Queens, plural, Guide to Relationships. Ladies, all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gus is taking notes.
Yeah, I'm just
as well you
finishing
should
up.
be.
Okay, gotcha.
Still to come at 7:30.